Welcome. I'm the Deadwood Jedi. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. We just got some more news coming down about a new aspect of the game they're going to be bringing in, I believe, in the next patch, which hopefully will be sometime before the end of the month. But it is going to be called, well, I don't know what it's going to be called, but they're describing it as a clan versus clan tournament, guys. So we are going to be getting some clan interactions really for the first time in this game, clan v clan stuff. There's a lot of ways we can go with this, right? I know we're all a little skeptical about how this is going to be implemented, but I think we have to look at the positive of this. This is a really important thing that we get added to this game, is this aspect of camaraderie within the clans to take on other clans. It's going to give us a sense of, I feel like, purpose and, community within the game, and I think that's going to be really, really good for that. I think it can help foster some rivalries, which I also think is kind of fun, and it might give us finally a reason to have player power. So there are some positive things to look at this. Now, it is going to be dependent on how this is going to be implemented. From what I can understand, and we just got the information, so there's still probably some details that I'm going to be missing in this. But basically what's going to happen, each clan is going to get points for completing different activities. So that's going to mean doing different tournaments, leveling champions, that sort of thing. And both clans will get rewards for just taking part. So regardless of what you do, you will get some rewards in it. That's, I think, a really important part of this. So that's very good. It's going to encourage us to at least take part, at least do something for it. And I think that's really great. Apparently, though, whichever clan wins the most, gets extra rewards, described here as loads of extra rewards, so we'll see what that means. And the more you beat your opponent by, the more rewards you get. So that's good, gives us a little bit of incentive to really compete hard. And in addition to that, whichever clan wins, you get a little clan versus clan trophy that's on your profile, and you have that forever, apparently. So that's kind of cool. There's definitely some positive things about this, I think that having that kind of, notoriety that your clan won, I think is really great. It's great to have that kind of take pride attitude. So there's a lot of really great things. Now, there are going to be some initial things that are going to be limiting, right? First off, you have to have a clan that has to have at least 10 members or more. You have to have learned at least 50 clan activity stars in the last 7 days. And not every clan is going to be included right off the bat. They want to kind of do a little bit of a beta test, basically. And so they're going to start with a limited number of clans, depending on the rankings, and so they can work out some of the kinks and issues. This is actually one thing that I think is a really smart thing that they're doing in the game. So that part of it, I'm actually really happy about, because I don't like when they just throw this stuff out there without giving any chance to really test it, get feedback. Now, obviously, it's going to depend on whether they take the feedback or not, as far as like how we improve this function. But this is still a step in the right direction. I think that's really good. So that's really great. Only individual player requirements, I think those are pretty simple. You basically just have to be a member of the clan by the time the tournament starts. And if you join the clan after the tournament starts, you won't be able to join. So I don't know what that's going to mean for people that like to switch clans. Like I do that occasionally just to test out teams against a void clan boss. So that might be a little bit of an issue, but I don't know if they're going to be able to work that in there or not. But that's something we'll be finding out here. And also, I guess if you're a very, very, very new player, like if you haven't finished stage 1 of the Sewers of Arnok in the campaign on normal, you won't be able to take part either. So it should be available to pretty much the entire player base, which is great. Now, there's some other things about this too. There's also going to be some unique rewards. So we've already been getting some unique rewards through basically every part of this game, if you think about it. So like in Clan Boss, we get Immortal gear and we get Cruel gear. Through Arena, we get Swift Parry and we get the Resilience gear, I guess it is. And then through Doom Tower, we're getting a whole bunch of different things, right? So through all these different aspects of the games, we're getting different unique pieces of gear. This one's going to be the same. So with the Clan v Clan tournament, it sounds like there's 2 pieces of gear they're going to be giving us. One of them is Blood Shield accessory, which basically Blood Shield accessory, it almost works like Scrapper, which I think is a really interesting one. This one I'm actually a big fan of. It sounds like, so when you it gives your champion a shield equal to 5% of the damage they deal. And so it's a 2-piece set, and every piece you add to it will stack it to make it bigger. So that's my understanding of this. I'm sorry, these are accessories. So these are the jewelry pieces, right? So there's going to be your rings, amulets, banners. It's all new, so I'm still getting it. But basically, so these are the different accessories, right? So you have the blood shield accessory. So you get 5% of the damage you deal, gives you a shield, basically. So that's going to be really, really good, I think, especially in arena and stuff. Doesn't work with max HP, doesn't work off poisons, just the raw damage, but I think that could be really cool in arena. You have a big nuker hits, and then he gives himself a big shield. Somebody like Skullcrown actually comes to mind for something like that. Also really cool, I think, in different areas of the game. I think we can see that having a big effect in different dungeons and stuff, so that we're able to stay alive a little bit longer. I think that's really good. And then the other one that does stack, so you can 5% for each piece, so up to 15%. It's a pretty big shield. Then there's a reactionary accessory, which gives wearer a 25% chance of changing incoming critical hits into normal hits. Now this one seems a little bit funky. You get 3 reactionary pieces. That means you'll have a 75% chance of turning critical hits into normal hits. Is this great? I don't know, honestly. I mean, I can see definitely how putting that on your Siphi or your Duchess could make them really hard to kill. Now, it is only on the first turn in every round, so it's not for an entire fight. So basically, you put them on your champion for arena, and that first big hit, the critical hit turns into a normal hit. They're still taking damage, but that can be a pretty big game changer. So I think for a lot of teams, that could be a fairly busted mechanic. We'll have to see how it works out, though. And obviously, you're only getting these through these clan versus clan wars, so it's a little hard to say that that's OP or under or like weak. I don't know, without really getting a chance to see how the drop rates are, what the rarity of the items we're getting, how many stars they are, all that stuff, to really know. And these drops are happening once a week, so it's not happening super often anyway. But it does give us a little bit of incentive to simply play around and engage in this. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this, guys. I think this could be a really good thing for us. Having clan fights in this game, that's something we desperately need. I mean, honestly, the game desperately needs that kind of interaction between players. Honestly, I wish they would make the 3v3 arena kind of a clan versus clan arena role. Personally, that would be amazing for me. But until we get to that, until we do something along those lines, this is at least something that's competitive. If the very least, regardless of what the other clan is doing that you're facing, this at least gives you a reason to communicate, to coordinate with your own clan. And I think that's actually really, really good. Now, that's going to lead to whole other issues, right? What kind of clan do you want to be, and how active do you want to be? How do you want to spend your resources? Do you want to commit your resources to the clan battles, or do you want to commit them to your own grinding? That's going to be an issue that a lot of people are going to have to struggle with. And so that is something that there's going to be a balance to that. And you guys are probably going to want to start having that conversation among your own clans. How do you plan to go about this stuff? What is it that you guys want to prioritize in the way that you play? That's honestly going to be a really important thing for you guys to figure out for yourselves. I'm planning on having that conversation with my clan probably this week. I'll start posting some polls, ask some questions, and get a feel for everybody where they're at as far as their commitment to doing stuff like this. Maybe it's something that we try really hard in the beginning, or we sit back and watch and see how it progresses to see what kind of resources we need to dedicate to this game. These are all questions that we're going to need to ask ourselves and answer for ourselves and figure out. So I'm looking forward to finding out more details about it. I think it's going to be, something that's going to be helpful, even if it isn't perfect, which undoubtedly it won't be. But I think this is definitely a step in the right direction, so I'm very excited about it. I felt I needed to add a quick little note at the end of this. There's going to be a lot of people that say this is a whale war, not a clan war, and I don't know that you're wrong. I'm waiting to see how this is fully implemented before I start, throwing criticisms at it. I have concerns, and I think you all probably do too. And I encourage you, go ahead and share those with Plarium. Do it constructively. Constructive criticism is the key, right? The constructive part. Be polite about it. But I do think that they deserve to hear back from us, not only what we are afraid might get implemented, but also what we want to see. I think that's even more important. The stuff we want to see in the game, sharing that with them is really helpful, especially when they're about to implement this. There are some concerns, though, obviously, about how this is going to be implemented. I've seen some of the data mined info that leads me to believe, and I don't have facts on this, but it leads me to believe it's going to be tournaments. So you're going to get points for doing like tournaments or clan boss damage or arena damage. Basically the same content that we've been doing, just accumulating points while we're doing it. That can be fine. I don't necessarily think that's going to be a terrible thing. But it's not necessarily what we're looking for either. I think everybody would agree, would like a kind of new clan versus clan system. That would be wonderful. But in the interim, this might not be bad. I'm not sure until we actually see it implemented. One of the concerns people are going to have is that you're going to go up against a clan that's just going to wail out. Well, I actually don't know how much of an issue that's going to be, because my guess is, when you're trying to organize 30 people, it's hard to encourage spending of resources outside of what people are comfortable spending. And so I think as long as your clan has a understanding of where their comfort level is at, and then you're going to end up getting matched up with other clans about that same level. I mean, there's going to be a ranking system or a matchmaking system of some sort. So while it might be a little bit messy in the beginning, eventually it's going to come to a nice level where I think everybody's going to have at least a semi-competitive week-to-week experience. And that's what's really fun about it, right? So I think that's going to be good. There's some great advantage to being able to see people that go, oh, that's the clan we're facing today in the arena. I think that's always really fun. Or see them in your dragon tournament and go, oh, I see what they're doing over here. That kind of stuff is kind of exciting. And it's always good whenever there's a reason to communicate with your clan mates and just build community in general. I think that's a good thing. So that's definitely something I want to encourage. I have skepticism, guys. I'm not convinced that this is going to be implemented well or implemented in a way that's going to excite us as a player base. But I want to be hopeful and I want to be upbeat about it. And my channel is generally like that anyway. So if you're looking for someone to, completely tear this down, you're just on the wrong channel. But I try to keep it as positive as possible because it makes for a better experience. For me personally, I think for you guys too. We all play this game because we like to play the game. So I try to be as positive and forward thinking about it as I can. So that's some additional thoughts on this. I believe everything I've said before. I do think this is good. I think there's a lot of potential to this. I'm still skeptical too, and I'm really interested to see the nuts and bolts of how this gets implemented, nuts and bolts of how you get matched up. But I'm not so sure this is going to be a bad thing. I don't think this is going to be 3v3. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And until that happens, I'm not ready to really tear it down just yet. So I just wanted to give you guys that so you don't think I'm just spoon feeding you, all the stuff straight from all Plarium's, PR campaign. That's not the case. I want to give you guys the information, and the positivity is just my approach to it, quite frankly. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully this was enjoyable for you guys. Till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.